Welcome back to another video. This is Wild Unfiltered. Why the name? Because Wild is my name, and Unfiltered because this is a safe space for all of us to talk about anything and everything that we want to. So welcome. So the idea for this video came along because I was using a couple of bags and just had little niggles with them that was just little annoying things about certain bags, and I thought, oh, I wish that had something. And then I was also, when I was I was in Paris and I was looking at the Louis Vuitton Speedy, and I just wish that one bag had the strap that a different bag had, and I wish you could mix and match and everything. So there's just been a couple of things recently where I thought, oh, if I was designing it, I would change it like this, or I would, why didn't they add that, or why did they put that there? So this became a little bit of a theme with me, just having little niggles. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, is it? But there's just little things that I would just maybe change, or I wish I'd thought of. And I'm sure I'm not a bag designer, obviously, but it was just my thoughts, and I thought it was a fun video to do. So the first bag I'm going to talk about is the classic flap from Chanel, particularly in the small or medium large sizes. And I don't have one to show you because I've never bought those sizes, so unfortunately I don't have one. And the reason I've never bought one in those sizes is because of the chain length. It's such a short chain length that it can only be a shoulder bag. For me, definitely for me, for my body frame, you can't double it up and even have it as a double little shoulder strap. It's literally one long strap that's actually not that long, and it sort of hits you, I think it hits me even before my waist. So it's definitely, for me, it's not a crossbody bag, and I'm not overly keen on just a shoulder bag. I don't mind that length of chain if you have a top handle and the chain's hanging down, and I quite like that look. But in the classic flap there is no top handle, so I'll show you the one I do have. So this is the jumbo. So this is the classic flap in the caviar, the black with the silver hardware. And I went backwards and forwards as to which classic flap to buy. This was my first ever big, what I'd call big designer bag purchase. And oh, I deliberated so long on this one because I thought this bag itself was probably too big, and it's quite heavy. The leather is quite heavy, and the chains. But I went for this one in the end, purely and simply because of the chain length, small and the medium large sizes, where yeah, I just wouldn't know how to wear them. I think they look really pretty. I love the size of them, but just not the chain handle. And for that amount of money, you know, I'm not going to go. I know Amelia sent hers off to a leather specialist and got it extended, and that is something, if I ever bought one, I would have to do that. But I don't want to have to do that, not when you're spending so much on a bag. And I've never bought a bag to sell it, but it would change the resale value of it, presumably, if you lengthen the chain because you've altered it. So yeah, so that's number one. Just make the chain a little bit longer, please. So staying on the theme of Chanel, this is my absolute beloved Chanel Walk, again in the black caviar with silver hardware. And the strap on this is absolute perfect. The chain is absolutely perfect crossbody length for me. I know this is supposed to be a Vuitton chain, I get it, and I get if you want something bigger than this, you'd probably go for the rectangle mini. But actually, I just don't need masses more space. I just wish this was just a little bit, even just wider here. Now, obviously it does, just move the chain so you can see. It obviously goes very flat, but it does come out a little way. And if I try and open it up so you can see, you can, and I know you can buy these space savers that go in the bottom to open it up, but then it makes it more difficult to close it. And yeah, I just wish it was just a little bit bigger of a wallet, if that makes sense, because I'm a glasses wearer, I can't help that, and I'm always carrying around another pair of glasses, like sunglasses. I'm very light sensitive, and I do wear my sunglasses quite a lot, particularly for driving, so I'm always carrying either one or the other pair of glasses. And I just wish, I mean, for me, you can fit your cards in, you can fit your keys, you can fit your phone, if I could just fit my glasses in, I can sort of, if I just put them in a fabric bag and pack them in, but I'm always really squashing everything, and I'm always scared that I'm going to damage them or damage the bag. So yeah, there's other brands of wallet on chain that I think the Dior, is it the Dior one? There's one that's slightly bigger, and it's just that extra little bit of space would mean everything. And I use this a lot anyway, to be fair, but yeah, I just wish it was just a tad, just a couple of centimetres, that's it. So love it, just wish it was a little bit bigger. And I know in the comments you might say, well, if you want something bigger you go for the rectangle mini, but the rectangle mini then goes into a full bag, and much as I love them, they're so expensive for what they are, and I think the woks are expensive now as well, but they're still relatively affordable in the Chanel line of bags. So that's the reason I just wish that was just a little bit bigger. Okay, so on to Dior. Now I absolutely love Dior. I always go and see Susie in Manchester, and she's amazing, and yeah, there's lots of bags I always love in Dior, but there's often a little niggle. So this is the first one. So this is I think this is called the My Lady Dior, so the Dior ABC, and it's where you can put the charms on. And this is in the small size, and it's the one that's got the flap opening. And I think this size of Lady Dior is absolutely beautiful. It's coming across bigger, I think, just because I'm putting it next to the screen, but it's actually a lovely size to fit quite a few bits in. But you can also wear it crossbody. It's not too big and bulky. Slightly annoying with the handles. So there's a couple of things about this bag that, again, I love it. The colour, the leather, the quality, the craftsmanship, everything beautiful. But there's a couple of things that are just a little bit niggly. One is the handles, because they either fall down, they won't stay up, and they do this. And when you're holding it, when you're handheld, it's not a problem. Crook of your arm, not a problem. But if you do want to wear this crossbody, the handles don't go fully down, so you end up wearing it crossbody with these up, and it's not a real problem, it's just a little niggle. And I think it was Cassie Thorpe's video where she unboxed it's called the East West Lady Dior, which is obviously longer and thinner, and that one, actually the handles do go down, and she was wearing it crossbody, and I was like, wow, why don't they do that with this one? I don't actually understand why you couldn't do that modification, and then at least you have the option of putting them flat against your body, because they can be quite clunky. So that's the first little niggle. And the second one for me is the strap. The reason I held off buying this bag for a long time was I really didn't like the thick strap, the thick leather strap. It's not really my style. And the strap that I like a chain handle or chain strap, and the mini Lady Dior has a chain strap with a little bit of leather at the top, and I'll put a picture up here of one. And I deliberated between the two sizes so much, because the mini one is absolutely beautiful, and again looks really, it's actually smaller. It's obviously smaller, so it looks even nicer crossbody. You can't fit anything in it. And as I say, for me, my essentials are card holder, some keys, my phone and my glasses. Pretty much that's it, but I don't even think my phone would fit in it, or if it did, it would take up so much space. So yeah, so really I wanted this size, but with the other handle, with the other strap, and it's just not available. You can't buy them separately. Not that you should have to at this level of price of a bag. And then I have a medium Lady Dior that has a thinner strap, which I prefer to this one. So I think this size is the only one that does this particular strap, and it's the one that I really don't like. So yeah, my daughter really, in fact my daughter's decided this is hers now, and she wears it, she likes this strap, so it's all good. But yeah, just two little niggles I just wish I could change, and I think I would use it. I would have used it a lot more. I certainly would have bought it sooner if it had those two things. Okay, staying with Dior. So this is again one of my absolute favourites. This is the, let's try and come back to fit it all in the screen. This is the book tote in the large size, obviously in the blue oblique. Yes, it does get, once you pile all your things in, if you're travelling or something, it does get very heavy. And the handles can be a little bit uncomfortable, and obviously the handles aren't big enough to put on your shoulder. So again, there's two things with this. I wish it had, I would use it very rarely, but on the times you need it, it probably would be useful, is having a longer strap that maybe you could fit to the sides and just have a longer strap. I think the Fendi Sunshine Tote, which I've talked about in another video, I think that has two types of strap, and definitely the on the go Louis Vuitton has two straps. So yes, I just wish this had the option of another strap, but I knew that when I bought it. And as I say, none of these things are important, are they? I actually bought them, or I didn't buy them for those reasons. I just thought this was a bit of fun just to mention. But the one thing I do wish that they had done, and it's very simple and would have made a big difference, is just put some pockets inside. It's one big hole and that's fine. I don't need too much organisation. I'm not really a bag organiser lover. I find they make everything a little bit too structured, and I don't mind a bit of a black hole and rummaging for things. However, if this, it's like in the Neverfull, in Louis Vuitton Neverfull, that it has one big zip pocket. It's just like a flap pocket inside, sort of in here, in this bit. And I just find that so handy. I don't need anything else. I don't want to buy an organiser with lots of different pockets and everything else. Just a couple, if it just had a slip pocket, or a couple of sizes of slip pocket on one side, and maybe a zip compartment on the other side, it would cost them hardly anything just to put that in the same fabric. And I would just find that really useful. Just a little slip pocket to, you know, to put my phone in, to put my keys in, to put, if I've taken this to the gym or something like that, my gym card, my AirPods. Yeah, I mean, they use pouches, so I say none of these things are the end of the world, and I wouldn't not use it because of it. I just think, just put a pocket in it. It's really no big deal. Okay, so Louis Vuitton now, and this is a bag that I bought, oh, it's quite a few years ago now, and it was my first leather, empreinte leather purchase from Louis Vuitton. So let me show you. So this is the Montaigne bag. So I've absolutely loved this, so no real complaints, but there's a couple of little niggles with this, and again it's to do with the handles. So the handles are a little bit annoying. They tend to just fall in. They don't, like the Birkin, you can see the one in the background, the handles just stay up, and that's how they are. And for me, who likes a top handle bag, I like the fact that they stay up. So I find this a little bit annoying. However, I understand, I thought I understood why they did this, unless I'm being completely, we'll see. But this, the handles can actually tuck into the bag so that they're out of the way. So you would think, well, if you want to use the shoulder strap for it, at least the top handles are out of the way. However, if I show you here, the actual D-rings for these are on the inside of the bag. So I've put those on. So now they're on the inside, and the handles, I don't know if this makes sense, the handles then flop out, so they won't go in anymore because the D-rings are on the inside of the diagonal of the handles. So I sort of think, and it loses its shape a lot. So for me, it does have a little internal, so it has a little internal clasp that keeps it together more, but the handles are still in the way. So when you're trying to put it on your shoulder, these are just sticking up. So they've made them annoying by being able to tuck in, but then when they're tucked in, you can't use the strap. So ignore the D-ring here, and we put the handle in out of the way, and then we use, I don't know if you can see this, if you can use the actual attachment of the handle to clip on the clasp of the strap. It works a little bit better, but it's still very clunky, and yeah, I don't like the look of that where it just doesn't sit well. I think Emma has this bag, but in the smaller size. So Emma, if I'm doing something completely stupid with this and actually there was a better way to use it, then please let me know, because it's annoyed me for years. So yeah, the modification, if you like, that I would make is actually attach something to maybe this side and this side to make a bigger handle that's actually more useful. If you're trying to add like an adjustable strap or something, rather than a really small strap, which is the one you've got, and then having these handles that are either in the way or the bag looks strange, or I don't know, it distorts the shape of the bag. So yeah, still love it. It's just a little bit annoying. Okay, so on to Hermes. Now, I'm a Hermes lover, you know that I am. So what would I change in some of the Hermes bags? Well, there are things I would change or just add or just wish they did slightly differently. I fully understand the history, the heritage, the reason they don't change some of the features of the bags, because they've been this way for so many years and there's so much history there. So I understand. However, I think our lives have changed a lot over the years, and I don't know, the working woman, the working mum, we all need a little bit more flexibility, and I don't know, I just think times have changed, haven't they, and we're looking for different things now. So yeah, the first one, let's go for the Kelly. So this is the Kelly, try not to hit myself in the face with it. This is a Kelly 28 Vuitton in Togo leather in black with palladium hardware, and what can I say, it's just a stunning, absolute dream bag. So what would I change with this? Well, there's two things I would change with this. I do love the fact that the Kelly can be worn in different ways. You can open the bag, you can have it sort of fully open. I'll show you a few ways that you can. Obviously this is fully done up, but you can have it so it's on the turn lock here, but the sangles are free. You can either underneath or over, and it's just it makes it a little bit more of a casual look. It makes it easier to get in and out of the bag. You can have the whole thing just open. That's a look that I quite like. Obviously just on the crook of your arm, it looks really cool. However, for security, for losing things out of your bag, it's probably not the best idea. You can tuck the flap in and put the sangles in, so you can wear it like this, so that you can get into your bag a little bit easier this way. So this way you get to see the beautiful Hermes stamp and a little bit more of the lock, and you can get into your bag a little bit easier. However, I always worry that I'm going to stretch the leather by doing so, by pushing this all the time. So, you know, is that the best way to wear it? Or do we like the more formal way, which is how it was at the beginning, which is, bear with me, and this is the whole point of this modification that I would do. There we go. So it's all back how it was. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a faff doing that. And the good thing about the Kelly is it does come with a shoulder strap. It does come with this strap. Now this strap, you can see on here, now they have modified these in more recent years, where the D-ring are actually on the side here, and back in the day they weren't there, so that's a lot easier. So there's the strap. And as I say, it looks nice, just that hanging down. I quite like that look. It's handheld. And one good thing is you can put it on your shoulder. I say I'm not a shoulder bag person usually, but then at least it makes your hands free to get in and out of the bag. Doesn't make it more annoying or less annoying, because it still takes 20 minutes to get into your bag if you need something. So what would I change about this? So the two simple things I would change. Firstly, much to everybody probably screaming at the screen and saying, no, how could you? I would put a pocket on the back. I just think for in today's world, we want easy access into our bag. A back pocket is often so handy for your phone. We're on and off our phones every 2 minutes. And yes, you might say, well, it's probably in your hand most of the time, and maybe so. But if you just had a slip pocket, even with a concealed zip or even no zip, and just a bit of a slip pocket, you know, for the whole size of it, so that it didn't distort anything, I think it would just make it so much easier to use. So you could keep it looking absolutely pristine, beautiful as it is, but you can get into it quickly just there. So that's the first thing I would do. I know most Hermes lovers say, what are you talking about? Why on earth would you spoil the beautiful back of the bag by putting a pocket on it? But we don't see the back of the bag anyway, do we? It's always against our body. So that's what I would do. And the second thing is just put an adjustable strap on this. It's not the largest of straps. Some people can wear this crossbody. For the size 28, I wouldn't do that anyway. It's too big and bulky as a crossbody, especially with the handle. So yeah, for me, I probably wouldn't. But I think for versatility, just put an adjustable handle strap on here. Why wouldn't you? It really wouldn't change the look of anything. I know it's sleek and beautiful, but at the end of the day, this is just the shoulder strap. Nobody's going to look and think, oh, it's got some adjustments here. Or they could do it like they do their belts, where they have them fully adjustable, so they fit virtually everybody, where you can just sort of open it up more and close it up more, and then it's just a bit thicker at the top. And you know, Louis Vuitton have a couple adjustable straps like that, and they're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's the first one. And then my only gripe with the absolutely beautiful Birkin 25. So this is my Birkin 25 in the colour Rouge Granate with gold hardware, and this is in Togo leather as well. And this bag is absolute beautiful, beautiful bag. And again, I don't need, a lot of people wish that the Birkin had a shoulder strap to go with it. I'm quite happy with it being a handheld bag, but I do like to wear bags on the crook of my arm when they're handheld. So actually what I actually mean is a top handle bag rather than a handheld, because I don't mind this, but it's quite nice just to put on the crook of your arm. It makes you a little bit more hands-free. And yeah, again, my body shape, my body frame, the handles of this are just a little bit small. I'll try and show you. I can fit this through, no problem. So I can become hands-free. I can get it to about here, so I can't quite get it to my elbow. And sometimes getting it back off, you have a little bit of a to get it back off, depending what you're wearing. If you're wearing, and that was showing you on my bare arm, but obviously if you know, as winter comes, you've got a coat on. So that's as far as it's going to go for me. So I can just put it there, just if I need to be hands-free for a minute or two. But, you know, I don't think it would change the look of the bag, just to make this just slightly big, whether it's slightly wider and taller. You wouldn't need to do much, just to make it that little bit bigger, just to make it more usable for those of us that aren't petite. So yeah, so that's my only gripe, because I absolutely love this, and I understand hopefully when I lose weight it'll go further and further up my arm, but at the moment, yeah, that's where it's staying. So that's my little gripe on the Birkin 25. Okay, staying with Hermes, No, it's not that I'm knocking Hermes at all. It's my absolute number one brand. It's my absolute love, but I just wish, I think it's because I know so much about Hermes that I probably have more knowledge of that than some of the other brands. So I'm sure there's lots of things that are niggly about other brands too. So it's not me knocking Hermes at all. It's just, I wish for me there was something just a little bit different. So my last Hermes niggle, if you like, is the Evelyn. Now I've looked at the Evelyn and I'll put a picture up here, or up here. Which side does it go? Maybe up here. So my niggle with the Hermes Evelyn is that the small one is a little bit too small, and then the medium sized one is really big. So why don't they do an in-between size? I really don't know. Now I believe the small one, I put a picture up here, and it's absolutely beautiful. I know Jo from Jojo Look, she's definitely got one and she loves it. But she's tiny, she's petite, she's not my body frame, so I think she can carry it off a lot better than I can. So I think it's an 18 centimetre, I think. And you can't, you know, even if you can carry it off on your frame, it doesn't hold that much. It really is really small. So for me, I'd go for something a little bit bigger than that as a casual, everyday crossbody bag. But the next size up, I'm pretty sure is 29 centimetres, which is a big bag. And especially the size and the shape, the look, the style of the Evelyn. Again, I'll put the picture of the bigger one up here. It's so big, and I have tried that one on. I haven't tried the small one on. Hey, why don't they do an in-between size? Maybe a 25 or a 24, or I don't know. I don't know what the size would be, but just something in between that's just a small crossbody bag rather than a mini bag or quite a big bag. So yeah, Hermes, please, please, please do an in-between size, maybe a 24, 25, something like that size. It'd just be the perfect crossbody, casual, beautiful bag. So please, here's hoping. And if you do, straight down there to get one. Anyway, it's all first world problems, isn't it? Who really cares? I've got an absolutely abundance of bags to use, and none of these things are important. It's just handbags, but they're just little niggles that annoy me, and yeah, I just thought I'd share them with you. I'd love to know down in the comments below, do you agree with me? Do you think that the modifications that I'm talking about wouldn't work, or you don't agree with them, or there's a reason for them being that way? Or let's start a discussion. And yeah, that's the end of the video. So thank you for watching, and I might see you on another one.